Tonight, Sarah Palin is endorsing Donald Trump. Obviously, you can't characterize her as establishment. What's your reaction?
Oh, listen, I love Sarah Palin. She is a friend of mine. I would not be in the U.S. Senate if it were not for Sarah's friendship, for her incredible support. And so whatever she chooses to do in 2016, I will always be a big fan of Sarah Palin's.
And last thing, now you bring up Donald Trump on the stump without being asked about him. And you talk about, in the same sentence, kind of cronyism. I heard the words petulant child today in the same paragraph. I'm just wondering, has your tactic changed?
Listen, it's very much the same, which is from the beginning of this campaign. When others have engaged in insults, when they've engaged in personal attacks, I have not responded in kind. Now, that's true concerning Donald Trump. It's true concerning everybody else. And what I've said many, many times is I don't think the American people are interested in politicians behaving as petulant children, bickering like school children. I think they're interested in the substantive issues and the challenges of the day. So I'm perfectly happy to draw a distinction based on substance, based on issues. So not only am I not going to insult Donald, no matter how he might choose to insult me, I'm going to sing his praises. I like him. I respect him. He is a tremendous marketer. He's attracted a lot of attention, a lot of energy to the campaign. But there are real differences in our record, and I do think as we're approaching Election Day in Iowa, Election Day in New Hampshire, Election Day in South Carolina, the voters are asking who's been a consistent conservative. And there are real differences on the issue of life and marriage.
Well, evangelicals make the difference for you.
Look, it is a whole coalition of evangelicals, of libertarians, of conservatives, of Tea Party activists. The most exciting thing is we're seeing conservatives unite behind our campaign because I've been a consistent conservative. You know, Donald Trump, not too long ago, supported partial birth abortion. He was open to gay marriage. Donald Trump praised and supported the TARP big bank bailout. He supported President Obama's stimulus. He supported expanding Obamacare to make it socialized medicine for everyone. Now, I disagree with him on that. Those are policy differences.
And New York values, you're saying?
Well, it's interesting. New York values was his phrase. And I found it amusing that he behaved as if he were so offended. Where the phrase came from is he was doing a long interview with Tim Russert. And he was explaining, he was saying he was very, very pro-choice. He even supported partial birth abortion. He said, the reason is, I'm from New York. I was born and raised in New York. And he said, those are the values, those are the views in New York. And he went on to say, they're not Iowa values. Now, Brett, that wasn't me speaking, that was Donald. And it does raise a question why he was so offended when his own explanation for why his views were socially liberal was because he was a New Yorker. And I would note likewise. When it comes to supporting things like the big government Wall Street bailout, that's also part of New York values, or for that matter, eminent domain, where Donald has supported the Kelo decision, enthusiastically said that eminent domain should be used to seize private property, seize your home, to give it to a giant corporation, to give it to build a casino. I think that's wrong. It's against the Constitution. I've spent my life fighting to defend the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and property rights need to be protected. And I do think in these closing weeks, the voters are saying we're less interested in rhetoric. We're interested in who's got a record. The same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Who can we trust because we've been burned too many times before?
Senator, we'll see you next week in Iowa.
Thank you, Brett.
Thanks.